Hello and welcome to Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and metal. This episode, we are going through all of the bands that are playing at Download Festival 2026 on the Friday. I am Adam, and as always, I'm here with Simon. How you doing, my man?
Hello, good day to you, my man. How the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Yeah. How, I've already asked you. We normally drivel on for a good amount of time before getting into it, but we're not going to do that today because these episodes are usually quite long and they go quite late, and some of you might have noticed I get a bit silly when I get tired, so the later it goes, the worse it will be at the end. But we got a couple of things that we do have to hit before we get to talking about all the bands. And the first one, the main one is we are actually going to be sponsored for these episodes around Download. And Simon, do you want to take it away and tell people who that is and what it is?
Sure, yeah. So we have brokered a deal. We haven't signed any dotted lines. We've made a nice little handshake, I would say, with the amazing guys over at Broken Day Clothing. I'm sure you would have seen that we've worked with them in the past. Other content creators have worked with these guys, bands. They just make absolutely amazing designs. Of course, our new t-shirt as well that will be released soon. Is that 12th of April, Ad?
It will be released the day that this episode is released. So yeah, 12th of April.
So there you go. So today, our new t-shirt will be released as well. So again, that in conjunction with Broken Day Clothing. And we are actually running a competition to win that shirt, plus every bit of merch that we've pretty much ever made, which is just an awesome thing for you guys. And we'll be announcing the winner of that on the show today. So yeah, we're really, really happy to work with Broken Day. Everything they've made so far has just been absolutely insane, especially for us and for other people we know, for Stu, for Dilcam, and for loads of other people. Everyone is just really happy with everything that they do, and so are we. So go and check out Broken Day Clothing. Link in every description wherever you're watching this or listening to it. And yeah, go and check out their stuff.
Yeah. I'm so happy to be doing something with them. We've had a few people reach out to us for sponsorships over the years. It wasn't something I really wanted to do, but with Broken Day, absolutely. You know, the t-shirt that they did for us last year was absolutely amazing. The t-shirt for this year is even better, I think. So, and they're going from strength to strength. And
yes.
So yeah, it's great to be working with them and sort of building together as well. So yeah, you'll be hearing a lot from us about them over the next few episodes. And before today, I did write down all of the names of the people who entered the competition that we were running. Like Simon said, to win everything that we've ever done, plus that shirt, plus the hoodie and the other t-shirt that Broken Day did for us. So I'm gonna roll a dice. I am in fact not going to do anything because it turns out I didn't actually get everybody's names written down that had entered at the time of recording this. A day or two later, I noticed that, so I got it all from my desktop Instagram, and it didn't show me all of the names that had actually commented. So, at the time of recording this edit, it's the Sunday night, the 12th. I will redo the draw tomorrow, Monday, the 13th of April. And also, as you can see us. We are, as announced last episode, we are going to become a video podcast on YouTube. And that reminds me, we need to pose for a thumbnail, which I don't really want to do, actually. We didn't do that before going.
No, we haven't. No. Do you want to, should we 3, 2, 1 pose for the thumbnail?
How do we pose for a thumbnail? What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Do something.
Paint me like
do something.
Your French girls.
I mean, you could do that if you really wanted. I don't know. We should do an excited one as it's the first one, you know. So excited. 3, 2, 1, and then we'll act excited. Okay. Adam's not used to doing this. Obviously, I'm used to doing thumbnails on my picture in because I've done hundreds of them, but you haven't. So I feel like we need to train you. Eventually, you'll just become so numb to it. You'll be like, "Fucking hell, a thumbnail again."
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You ready?
You smile? Or...
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. There you go. And there's the thumbnail. That's it. It's that simple.
That's the thumbnail.
That's
Fantastic.
That's it. That's the thumbnail, and Adam will put some other pretty things over it, I'm sure. But yeah.
Yeah. Brap.
There you go. Brap. Brap.
Brap. I can't do the tongue rolly thing. Right, we should talk about some download bands. So,
yes,
what we normally do is I normally go on to I'm a twat. Never mind. Anyway, I could have done it better. I normally go onto Spotify and read the little bio out that the band have put on there. This year is very different to most years. They're either one line or 100 lines. There are not many.
Okay.
It's just like one great, well-written small paragraph. It's one line, which is just like their website or something. Or you'll see it because I have it on the screen as well.
Okay. Shall I put the asterisk on this that I normally put on it?
Yes, you should.
So the asterisk is, right, when Adam is reading these, he did not write them. Some of them are in such broken English, I'm sure that someone in China who doesn't actually understand any English wrote them for some of the bands. So if he's saying a line that doesn't make any sense, that's just how it's written down. We will try to make as best sense of it as we can. And Adam has a difficult job because he has to actually try and read some of this broken English.
Yeah.
As we found over the years, some of these bios make absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah, that's correct. And then, we'll chat about them a little bit after. And we have listened to every single one of these bands. Which is hard work sometimes. But yeah, the other thing, the thing I've just realised is Download have their own A to Z thing of all the bands, and I could have got a little blurb from there. But what I found over the years was that they normally just take the Spotify blurb anyway. But I didn't check whether they've done that this year because so many. You'll find out the first 4 or 5 is just nothing. It's just nothing there. I'll put these little bits up on YouTube as well. Thinking about it. And as per usual, we go from the bottom of the poster all the way up to the top. So starting on the Friday, opening at the Dogtooth stage is Headwreck. And all that's written for them is Attitude Adjustment out now. Boxing Glove 100, Brisbane, Australia. That's all they've written.
Yeah. I've actually got a quick asterisk to just say, okay, about this stage and maybe the next one as well. So I just put this is just a statement I want to read off before I go into these bands, right?
Okay.
These smaller bands are just starting up in most cases, and as you know, on their first album or EP or whatever. So I'll try not to be too harsh on some of them with my feelings on some of the bands because they may change over time. The bands may get better or whatever. Also, during this entire band run-through, I will be using the word modern a lot when referring to a lot of these bands. Because as you can see, and you will know by the way we describe them, Download very much is trying their absolute hardest to be relevant at the moment. And a lot of the bands on here reflect that. I haven't listened to the Saturday bands yet, or the Sunday ones. I'm just saying for this day.
Yeah.
I just want to put that little asterisk in there before you hear me say some things quite a lot.
Okay.
But Headwreck. Oh yeah, do I go? I go and then you go. That's
you
it. Headwreck. So Headwreck. I've got here a modern take on new metal with down-tuned guitars. Reminded me a little bit of the band Canehill, if you've ever heard them before. I was enjoying it until the auto-tuned, auto-corrected choruses kicked in. And then I was like, no thank you, sir, I'm out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was so obvious, that auto-tuning. It was kind of part of the song, not to...
I just hate it. Automatically takes me out of tracks these days. Yeah. Even if they're correcting the singer's voice and I can still hear it, because almost everyone has it on their voice these days. But some producers hide it well in the mix, or they can hide it well, or sometimes just some of these singers are so bad you can't actually hide it because the amount of pitch correction they have to do because they can't actually sing, you hear it all the time. But now people have followed the sort of Sleep Token, Bring Me the Horizon way of doing it, which is you put it on purposely. I feel like it ruins a lot of choruses. If you're a good singer and you can already sing. Why would you put this over your voice? I've never liked it. Even on the Bring Me stuff, I can tolerate it, but like he's got a good voice, and the new, my feelings on the last Sleep Token album. I cannot stand it. That is one of the reasons as well. Is just so overproduced. It's just bordering on ludicrous. So yeah, it just takes me out of a track instantaneously. I was like, "Wow, good riffs. There's some screams in there. Sounds kind of new metal-y. All right." Chorus kicks in. Out.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's just me. It's just the way I roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it what you will. It's just takes me out of the song.
Yeah.
Because I've got my production mind on when listening to anything as well. So as soon as I hear it, I just think, just messed up a good track. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're up and coming. They probably haven't got the money to go to a proper studio. Just like you just said. So stop it. Stop having a go at them.
I'm not having a go. I'm having a go at I'm not having a go at them. I mean, they sound good. I'm having a go at the general trend that I can't wait till it's over.
Yeah.
It ruined hip hop, and now it's ruining metal.
Okay. New metal. Yeah. So I've got new Headwreck. Yeah. So I've got new metal with a blend of something else in the heavy parts with modern metalcore singy bits. A good band. I'd probably enjoy seeing them, but maybe not enough to get me into the arena first thing on Friday morning.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was refreshing. A little bit. Yeah, it's not really something I've heard before. So I quite enjoyed it when I first put it on. Yeah. Cool. But we can't dwell on too many of these bands for too long because
we've got to move on quickly.
Yeah, I didn't write down a number, but we've got a lot of bands to go through, even if we would like to.
Also, if you are new and you're watching this on YouTube, hello, please subscribe if you haven't done that already. Also, we are on Spotify as well, so if you or any other platforms, so if you want to listen to this in the car or on your headphones or whatever, it doesn't just have to be YouTube, it could be on here as well. And if you want to listen to these bands through and then watch this, or listen to them as we talk to them to get some sort of context, or just listen to the way we describe them, but don't take us verbatim. Please go and listen to these bands as well. You might agree or disagree with us.
Yeah. And another thing, sorry, there's a lot of stopping at the minute, but yeah, another thing we've learned over the years is we can't listen to loads of these bands, a song or two maximum. The first two songs on their Spotify that we probably listened to might be nothing like the rest of their songs. So it's only from
do you go 1, 2? I don't go 1, 2.
I sometimes pick.
Okay, yeah. I go top and then random just to see what the difference is. But
either way, the one that the two you listen to might be completely different.
That's true.
To the two I listen to, I don't always pick the top two. But yeah, they might be completely. We all know bands change over the years as well. They might be from previous albums. They might be completely different these days. So who knows? This is our opinion from what we've heard. Is basically what we're saying. So the next up on the Dogtooth stage is Slay Squad, and all it says about them is ghetto metal.
Yeah, I've got Slay Squad in brackets. Awful name. Then I've got Slay Squad is a messy mix of modern metal, electronic, and modern hip hop. I appreciate messy music as an art form. I like bands that make stuff that's messy. But for me, this was too much of a mess in a bad way, where I don't think anything joined together that well. It sounded like they were throwing a lot of stuff at the wall to see what stuck, and some of the stuff individually I was like, oh, that's good. I just don't feel like any of it went together, and I listened to about 4 or 5 tracks of these guys, so that's my feelings on Slay Squad.
Okay. I've put in I've put some really heavy bits, Lorna Shore-esque breakdowns and rapping, with breakdowns and rapping. Another band blending genres like they've never really done before, or at least not that I've heard. Like they probably have been done, but not that I've heard before. But probably, yeah, probably refreshing for the people who do like them. It was growing on me a little bit. With more listens, I might really enjoy it. And I've also written definitely a shock factor. I think maybe that's to do with like the blending of genres and how much they sort of change jankily, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've written. Trusting, hopefully, that I trust my past self that I wrote something good. I can't remember at the minute. There's a lot of bands I listened to since this. Yeah, moving on. James and the Cold Gun. And all they've written is South Wales Loudest. And then it's got their website.
Okay, I've got James. This is going to be a very short one. I got James and the Cold Gun. Modern alt rock was fine.
Okay. I've written
nothing to report.
No, exactly the kind of music you would expect to hear after reading that name. Bluesy, radio friendly rock. Nothing wrong with it. Probably enjoyable when you're not listening to 100+ bands to review. Via Nova are next up. Angry dance music, based in Berlin. That's it.
Yeah, okay. I'm loving these short descriptions, by the way. So yeah, Via Nova, I've got here a mix of electronic and modern down-tuned metal. Trying to do something, but I don't think it came off at all for me. Again, quite a few of these bands are trying to blend electronic and down-tuned 00103 on a string that barely stays on the guitar. Doesn't really do anything for me or work. Same with this band.
Okay. That's what my band did. Bastard. Almost 20 years ago as well.
Yeah, but no, you didn't play. Cool. What you were playing?
Not electronic.
You were playing like 9-string guitars.
No, not 9-string. No, I had a 5-string bass, which I tuned up by half a step actually.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way, mate.
Why did I tune it up? I can't remember. Anyway, let's move on. I've written, yep, they are angry dance music, also based in Berlin. That's all I wrote.
Okay. All right.
And also want to point out at this point as well, something else we learned over the years, Simon doesn't actually read these. So when he's analysing it and listening to it, it's scarily accurate sometimes what he says compared to what's actually said on their thing. It's like, yeah, you've nailed that. So it's very good.
We'll see.
Next up is Nasty. Fucked up music for a fucked up world. Nasty. That's it.
Okay.
So short.
Loving it. Nasty. I've got here modern metal with hardcore/deathcore vocals. Was fine. Nothing to report at all. Standard as it comes for me.
Cool. Yeah, I put hardcore. I've said before that I don't really like hardcore. I could listen to this though. It's a bit heavier than what I would expect most hardcore bands to sound like. But I could also be way out of the loop when it comes to hardcore bands.
No, there are levels. There are levels of hardcore. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't listen to this on my own, but if this came on in a pub or something, and it was loud as hell while we're all having a beer, I'd absolutely love it, I think. And seeing them live as well, I'd probably really enjoy it. But not something I'd put on. Lake Malice next up. Malice made me do it. With a devil emoji.
Whoa, metal. Lake Malice, I've got here 10 times more interesting than Spirit Box. Those are my exact words. You can quote that verbatim. A good combination of electronic, as the same as everyone else, and modern metal. But I really enjoyed it and actually ended up listening to quite a few tracks by these guys. I liked her voice. I thought the band were really, really good as well. A little bit more interesting. Like they had a lot of sort of long electronic bits, not just heavy guitars all the time. I thought it was the best mixed blending of genres that we've heard so far on this stage. And I really liked the vocal hooks as well. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. I actually liked it. I don't like much modern sort of metalcore stuff, but this was really good.
I think I tried checking them out before after I heard Kevin Gem from Ready to Mosh talking about them. I think they played on the Dear Download stage in RIP in 2022. I want to say.
Oh, okay, nice.
It was that year because I remember Sappenin had them on as guests because they're Italian and people were shouting stuff out, and I regretted never shouting out pineapple on pizza or something at the time. I was gutted. I was right at the front. I could anyway. I don't think I enjoyed them at that point, but I kind of enjoyed this. I've also put some electronic bits, not too much. It's just about the amount that I enjoy. I don't like too much electronic. So like Pendulum's out, but powerful and catchy choruses, but still quite heavy. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I put on more than just a couple of songs listening to these. I wonder if it's maybe like we said earlier, it's a new album that blows the rest of their stuff out of the, well, maybe not blows the rest of the stuff out of the water. Maybe it's a new album that we both listen to that is like really, really good, and we enjoy it more than some of their older stuff. That's a possibility.
I don't remember listening to them before. I've heard the name.
Well, me personally, then,
but yeah, I'm not sure I've ever heard them before, so I don't know what I would have thought of them in 2022. But yeah, no, I really like this. This is the first thing out of what we've seen that I actually would go and watch.
Yeah. So yeah, like I quite enjoyed Lake Malice, and I think I'll probably put them on personally, like just whenever I want to listen to music as well. I can get into them. Cool. The Primals. Now this is a long one, so I'm not going to read all of the long ones. Just a good amount. The Primals, Final Fantasy XIV official band led by sound director Masayoshi Soken since 2014. The members are, we don't really need to know who the members are, you can read that if you want to. Their major debut album, The Primals, was released in May 2018, and they have worked on several arrangements albums. Most recently, they produced the main theme for the Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. In June 2022, they had held a 2-day concert. Yeah, I'm not going to bother reading anymore, but you get the idea. They're a Final Fantasy band from Japan, and they pretty much only do soundtracks.
Yeah, I've got here Primals, Final Fantasy music for geeks. That's all I have.
Dick. And I've written, sorry, I got distracted looking for anything other than Final Fantasy XIV online. I played that for a bit. Oh, I don't know why I wrote this. We're going to try and talk about it as if it's casual conversation, but I've actually written it. I played that for a bit. I was a fantastic healer. Scholar healer, I was. Very good. But anyway, yeah, apparently this is the first time. I think this is the first time they've played outside of Japan. I think that's what Dylan has said in the Discord.
That is quite a big deal then.
Could be wrong. I have written also, I'll double check that, but I never did. Final Fantasy band, they're okay. I'm biased on the 7, 8, and 9 era, so I don't think I'm likely to like any of this very much. It's no Final Fantasy 7 boss theme music. It's
no, I suppose though, if you are, like I said, a Final Fantasy geek, then you'll probably really like this and enjoy. Even if you like game music, maybe you might like it as well. But yeah, not for me, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think I just got distracted trying to look for stuff that isn't actually there, and I was like, I don't want to listen to it anymore then. If they did all of the Final Fantasy universe in song form, then that would be great. But anyway, moving on, Stampin Ground. Another long one, but more than a page. At the forefront of the burgeoning UK hardcore scene of the late 90s, Stampin Ground owe as much to traditional bands like Slayer and Integrity as they do to hardcore acts such as Napalm Death. Formed in early 1995 with the intention of making their slowest metallic hardcore possible, initial demos were recorded, and although several labels showed an interest, the band opted to test themselves in the live environment first. After some personnel changes, the band settled on its first stable lineup, comprising Health Power. You don't need to know them. If you want to look them up, you can. With their fearsome live reputation growing, support slots with Sick of It All, Slapshot, and Ignite preceded another single, etc. The band was well received. 1997. Lots of stuff there. They did lots of tours and lots of festivals and have been going for a long time. Here's the gist of that.
Yes. Stampin Ground. I've got here old school hardcore metal. I have heard these guys before, like quite a few of their tunes. Pretty sure I saw them back in the day as well, around 2004-ish. I can't remember what show I was at, but they were definitely one of the supports around that era as well. And yeah, I like this sort of late 90s, 2000s era of hardcore and metal. So yeah, awesome band.
Wasn't Raging Speedhorn, was it? Did they tour with Raging Speedhorn in 2004?
I can't remember who it was. I was seeing a lot of, I was like a big Bleeding Through guy around the time, and they were playing, and then I was at like Caliban shows and all of this sort of like metalcore, hardcore stuff that I was watching, and I'm pretty sure they would support at one of those shows, but I'll never be able to remember where it was. But it would have been either Underworld, Mean Fiddler, one of the O2s before it was an O2. Somewhere in London I would have seen these guys, I'm pretty sure, around that time.
Yeah. Cool. I think I don't know if I might have seen them. But anyway, a big name at one point, if I remember right. This is the kind of hardcore I remember. Having never really analysed it much before, but at least with Stampin Ground, it sounds more thrashy.
It's a lot of metal in there as well.
Yeah, it doesn't really make too much sense, but yeah, I think they are more thrashy than I would expect hardcore to be, even though I'm not a pro on that kind of genre.
There's a fine line, so you are right. There's a sort of blur between what thrash was and hardcore. Is kind of a lot of the bands are really half, so it does kind of make sense that that's what your ears were hearing.
Okay, cool. Moving on, Band-Maid. I almost automatically wrote Maiden when I wrote Maid. I got the E. Oh, no. Go back. And another really long one. An impossibly hard-rocking maid band. Band-Maid are an impossibly hard-rocking 5-piece, all-female rock band formed in 2013. Don't let their aesthetics fool you. These 5 maids are highly skilled musicians and songwriters, and their hard-hitting sound, shredding guitars, pounding drums, and catchy hooks have been praised by fans and media around the world. A burgeoning fan base. That's the second time we've seen burgeoning. That happens a lot. You see the same random word several times in all of these.
They're like, oh, that sounds good. And then someone else sees and goes, oh, that word sounds good. Let's use that.
A burgeoning fan base, both domestic and international, has seen Band-Maid sell out multiple dates in the US, UK and Europe, and scores of YouTube reaction videos from fans around the world, blown away by the group's level of virtuosity and musical chops. Numbers, lots of album talk. Yeah, that's the gist of it. Band-Maid. What do you think of Band-Maid?
Band-Maid. I've got here Japanese all-female rock. Musically, very, very good. Obviously, I can't understand what the singer is saying, so vocally, I have no idea. I've got here another band for the perverts to stare at. But yeah, they were good.
Yeah. Cool. I've put Elephant in the Room. These guys are quite different from Baby Metal. I'm sure that's something that they've been having to deal with for the last 13 years that they've been going, constantly being compared to Baby Metal. I don't think they're anything like them. I don't think they should be compared. But
no, not at all.
No, but I'm like as soon as I saw them, I was like, okay, I wonder if these are around because of Baby Metal. But yeah, I was wrong to think that. Nothing like them. Musically, Let's keep reading. I keep doing that. I wasn't sure if I liked them at first. I thought, yeah, I may enjoy it in the background while doing something else. But after a few songs, it really, really grew on me. And they're great. They're a great band. I really enjoyed them. Really, really catchy riffs, catchy music as well. Like you said, you couldn't understand what they were saying, but you can't understand what Rammstein are saying. So and a hell of a
I
lot of
think
people still like
German's
that.
much easier to decipher than Japanese for me, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
totally.
cool. But yeah, I'll probably go and watch them if I'm around. Corrosion of Conformity, another long one. You obviously can't see these, Simon, but people watching, you'll be able to see how much is written here compared to just one-liners. It's just ridiculous. One of the first punk metal fusion bands, Corrosion of Conformity, were formed in North Carolina by guitarist Woody Weatherman during the early 80s. In their early years, COC became known for their aggressive sound, intelligent political lyrics, and willingness to break away from both hardcore and metal conventions. In the 90s, their shift to a more stripped-down, deliberate sound, a sort of Black Sabbath filtered through the Deep South. It brought them enough in line with the alt metal zeitgeist to bring them a measure of mainstream popularity. Yeah, I don't need to read
That's
more of
good.
that.
Yeah, that's a good explanation
Yeah.
of them. Corrosion of Conformity, or just Corrosion as some people refer to them as. I mean, old school doomy rock, stoner rock. They're kind of all of those things and none of those things. Very good. I do already like a lot of their songs. I had friends back in the day that absolutely loved this band and just played them constantly. I haven't gone out of my way to listen to them since. Like, I put some of the songs on a playlist and I like them. I don't like listen start to finish through one of their albums. I'm sure I probably should at some point. And of course, I'm familiar with Pepper Keenan, the guitarist, because he is in Down as well. So that's why I'm familiar with him. But I've never seen Corrosion of Conformity live, and a band that I definitely would watch.
Yeah. Cool. They weren't what I was expecting. From Dylan talking about them in the Discord a lot. For some strange reason, and I must say here, it's not Dylan's fault, it's my fault. I just assumed they were some gritty, sort of Rob Zombie sounding kind of band.
Okay.
I don't know why. But no, they're old and bluesy. Not for me though. Old and bluesy.
Okay,
That sounds
that's
really
fine.
bad. That's not how
I mean, they are pretty
meant
old,
it. Yeah.
so I think that's okay to say.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant as I wrote that in
Yes.
writing.
You meant old school
Yeah.
and bluesy.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Cool. And headlining, they had headlining, aren't they? Yeah. And headlining the Dogtooth stage on the Friday is Cavalera. Or is it Cavalera? It's not Cavalera Conspiracy.
No, it's Cavalera Chaos AD.
Chaos AD. And Chaos AD is the name of the album, isn't it? So
Yes.
So straight away, so I never knew that. I was never. I'll talk about it, but yeah, I think it's a bit confusing. Just over 30 years ago, Max and Igor Cavalera took the world by storm when they released their fifth studio album, Upon the Masses, a record that has stood the test of time through the decades. Though the years have passed, Chaos AD is as timeless and relevant as the day it was released.
Yeah, Cavalera Chaos AD. It will be the Cavalera Brothers and Co. doing their era Sepultura tunes. I do like a lot of Sepultura. I think that Soulfly are superior in every single way and one of my favourite bands, although I do like the early Sepultura albums as well. If I was watching this, I'd love to see some Cavalera Conspiracy tunes as well as some Chaos AD stuff, but I think they're probably just going to stick to the Chaos AD era Sepultura stuff, which is fine because all the old school fans will get to see the Cavalera brothers do some cool stuff. It's just so weird that Sepultura are a band that's just completely separate now, and it's it has been for a long time, but it's just strange when you talk about this and then you've got Sepultura playing Bloodstock and you're just like, this is just so weird to think about.
Yeah. So yeah, it took me a few moments to find this. Of course, I know of Max and Igor Cavalera. I've written Ogor, stupidly, and the bands that they've been in, but I can't say I've ever really looked into Sepultura. I'm sure Simon will have explained what it's all about, but yeah, I think I saw maybe a couple of Sepultura songs on like Skulls and Kerrang back in the day.
Oh, you would have. Yeah.
Yeah, was there like one in like with plasticine figures in a jungle or something? Or,
Yes, probably. I don't know
yeah,
what the videos would have been.
might
You
be.
would like Roots stuff would have been like you would have
Yeah,
seen
I
Roots
would have
played a
known
lot
Roots. Yeah,
on there.
yeah,
Yeah, and there would have been a few others as well that would have been played on the rotation on those.
yeah. But I mean, look at me. I'm an old man. This I know this looks grey and everything. This is actually toothpaste that I never cleaned off. But yeah, I'm old. But I never got into Sepultura. I never looked into them, so I was actually kind of confused with this and who I was meant to be looking for. So, like,
Right, I get
I
you.
don't think it's explained very well, like, unless you know of the album KLCD. But to be fair, I'm not
True.
the fan they're expecting to go and watch this. I'm not the person. So the people there's going to be loads of people there who know exactly what this is. So maybe
Yes,
I'm just
they'll know
talking
exactly
rubbish
what to
here.
expect, and they'll want it, and you'll probably have a load of Soulfly fans there as well to check it out. So
Yeah,
yeah. I think it'll be really, really cool.
yeah,
But obviously, it's very it's a niche headliner, shall we say?
yeah,
I don't think they're going to draw in the masses, but the people that actually want to go and see it will be very happy. I would have thought.
yeah, yeah. I agree, and you quite often get that on the Dogtooth stage headliners, actually, though. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Let's move on to the Avalanche stage. This is a middling one. Opening the Avalanche stage on the Friday is Native James. Native James is an alternative rap artist from Ipswich, UK, who transcends genre boundaries, melding hip hop, grime, punk, rock, metal, and garage into unique sound that is distinct as it is magnetic. With its impressive blend of raw energy and lyrical power even, Native James has carved his own path, captivating audiences at some of the UK's most iconic festivals and live events, such as the BBC introducing stage at Reading and Leeds, and on stage as special guest with Skindred, as well as upcoming with Hyphen and Let Live. Native made a huge impact being. I read some of this yesterday, and just seeing Native without the James, it just threw me off a little bit. And I was like, how am I supposed to read that?
Yeah,
Native made a huge impact being booked as a solo grime artist, but instead turning up to Reading Festival with a full band ready to cause chaos in the alternative scene with his hard-hitting live performance. There's not much left. I might as well read it. He was recently nominated for his first MOBO award for Best Alternative Music Act, and continues to make waves representing black culture, metal, and rap as an infusion to include everyone. From instinct to identity, we are all native.
yeah, cool. Yeah, so Native James, an interesting mix of metal, UK grime, and electronic. I'd like to see what this is like live, honestly, because I think this would be really good. I really enjoyed this a lot. I pretty much listened to everything that he had on there. I thought the hooks were good. I thought the mix was good. I thought the guitars were good. I loved how everything blended together. I thought it was done really well. This would be my first band of the day, no doubt.
Yeah, nice. I put early 2000s new metal style riffs, but blending all those other genres that was said about in the write-up. Similar to what I said earlier, probably refreshing to people who are new to the metal scene where modern metalcore has sort of been so dominant for such a long time. I didn't actually write that in the earlier one. That's what I meant, but after reading them out, I hadn't said that previously. But yeah, it's not for me, but I also thought the production was a bit off. Something wrong with that, but like we said earlier, it might be in my ears, but also might be because he's so new and hasn't got the money to do anything.
I thought the production was good. Yeah, didn't hear anything production-wise that
it was my ears then.
troubled me. But yeah, that would be it. They would be my first band of the day.
Yeah.
Like to see that live.
Nice. Silly Goose. Silly Goose, baby. It's a rap rock. It's not a rap. It's rap rock, not a. It's a. Yeah. Silly Goose, baby. It's rap rock. There we go. Got there in the end.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, Silly Goose. I have here modern rap rock, funnily enough, with some shades of new metal, a good mix of both. Reminds me of the band Insolence, if you ever heard those back in the day.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Okay. So they were just like they were new metal-y, but all of the vocals were basically rap vocals with some singing choruses. But that's what these guys remind me of, a modern version of that. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, I've put rap rock, new metal feel again. It's a Limp Bizkit cover band, right? But nah, it's okay. There were definitely a few riffs that I thought that sounds like Limp Bizkit.
Oh, I didn't hear that, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Might be in my ears again, maybe.
No, you could be very much right.
What's wrong with you? Anyway, Holy Water. Nothing. There's nothing written for Holy Water.
Nothing. Okay, that's good, because mine is short. I've got alt metal. It's fine. Surprised how many listeners they've got. That was my takeaway.
Yeah, 708,000. A feel of U2 at some points. But I really can't put my finger on what this band is or wants or anything. It's actually really catchy. It makes me think of maybe like Kings of Leon, Biffy type of band that is loved in the rock and alternative community, but also big in the charts. And I've also written pretty bold statement. I think they're going to make it pretty big. I only would listen to a couple of songs, but they sound like the kind of band that are going to get big. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
They'll fit in with the rest of the bland rubbish that's big.
Well, Biffy, you said, yeah. Biffy?
I didn't mean Biffy. I didn't think these guys sounded like Biffy at all. Which is another strange one. You're hearing a lot of things that I'm not hearing.
Not musically, but that kind of place in the music in the music industry, in the music world, I guess. Yeah, so they're in between the charts and alternative.
Get you. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Although I did hear a bit of Kings of Leon in there. But yeah, no, we'll see. This is obviously going on record, so come back in a few years' time if the headlining download, if Cam gets a hold of them and goes, oh, these should headline. Anyway,
possible. You never know.
That'll probably get cut because don't want to slag Cam off. Lakeview are up next. Tattooed rural and blue-collar country tandem Lakeview, Jesse Denaro and Luke Healy have an unwavering faith in God, a belief in family and community, and a fan base on social media that is connecting a community of blue-collar music fans from around the world. They combine that with metalcore roots distilled into country hits like Home Team and What I Know Now, by a love of early 2000s pop and rock aimed country, plus contemporary radio-ready sound. These elements define their early, fast-rising success. I'll read a little bit more. The band has grown from playing in Chinese restaurants, church basements, and VFW halls. Any idea what VFW halls are? Village? Something, I don't know. Anyway. To larger arenas because they're comfortable in the rock lane and as a country duo bringing traditional country fans together. I'm not going to read anymore. You can pause it and read it if you want to at home. What do you think of
Lakeview?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're reading a lot of stuff.
What's that?
You're reading a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Lakeview, I've got here American radio rock / country / metal. Horrible.
Oh dear.
That's what I've written.
Okay. I've written, fuck man, this is good. I really like the guitar tone. It really works. It's metal country, catchy and great. I think I didn't really like it too much to begin with. I was like, this is weird. They're throwing a bit of everything in the mix this year. But yeah, after a few songs, it really grew on me. I really did start to like it.
Okay.
And it wouldn't surprise me if these get pretty big as well. Drain. Anyone who's seen Drain live has felt it. The electricity coming off of the stage, the communal energy of the fans singing up front, the primal thrills of fists flying in the mosh pit, the uninhibited joy emanating from every banging head, screaming lung, and airborne foot in that room. Very nice. There's nothing like a Drain show. There's no other hardcore band like Drain. The Santa Cruz band is an institution in their genre and an affable neighbor. They've got a very good writer. And an affable neighbor to their adjacent ones. Punks love Drain. Metalheads love Drain. Haters can't help but love Drain. Drain is for everyone. Well, venue security guards might not love Drain, but to everyone else, Drain is your friend. That is a very good write-up.
That's a good write. That's a fun write-up. It explains everything, goes a little bit deeper, and then comes back to fun. I enjoyed that. That was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drain. I've got here 90s style metal and hardcore. Mosh. Probably be very good live. Would definitely be watching.
Cool. Well, Drain are a strange band. Looking at their album covers, I don't think they take themselves too seriously. They're in it for the fun of it, by the looks of it. Only my opinion, what I might feel. Might be completely different to that. Some of their older songs, though, are straight up pop punk, maybe slightly more grittier than most popular bands, but pretty good still. Other times they sound like a Pantera cover band. Okay, I don't think I'd go out of my way to see them, though.
Okay,
I read that weird.
You were spot on with the Pantera thing, because it's very 90s metal-y in parts.
Yeah.
So yeah, spot on.
But like I said, some of their older songs, I don't know if you listened to much of their older stuff. It was pop punk, gritty pop punk.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
Weird. And he didn't sound anything like Phil Anselmo. Unless it's two different singers. Maybe they got a new singer in, an additional singer to add on top of their sound. I don't know. I didn't look into them that much. But yeah, all right. Rain City Drive. Rain City Drive makes vibrant and dynamic alternative rock and roll with strong roots in the post-hardcore subculture and unapologetically ambitious. In the post-hardcore
Here we go.
subculture.
This is what I was talking about at the beginning, guys.
Yeah.
Putting stupid words together that it's really hard to read.
And unapologetically ambitious swings into contemporary pop. They just like
That's
words
ridiculous.
with lots of syllables. They're like, oh yes,
That's ridiculous.
If we have so many syllables in this, it will sound intelligent. Described by Distorted Sounds magazine as a melody machine, and in Metal Hammer as a band you need to hear, Rain City Drive builds a musical bridge between heavy riffs and soaring, intimate, earnest pop. Armed with arena-ready anthems, ready-made for long drives, workouts, intimate clubs, and massive festivals alike, the Florida-based group built a reputation as an engaging live act. I don't think we need to do any more of that.
No, you've read too much already. I've got Rain City Drive, overproduced pop metal, although there is some talent on display.
Cool.
That's it.
I actually checked if this was a place in What Three Words. It's not. You got Gain City Drive in Brentwood, Tennessee, Rail City Drive in Hoboken, New Jersey, and Brain City Drive in West Clarkson Highland, Washington.
Jesus, that's a proper bit of research, that is.
Rain City Drive is not one of them. Anyway, that'll be on screen as well. That's what I love about doing a YouTube now. I can put all these fun things on for people to see too. Another one I got later.
Cool.
So this is an interesting band. I've actually heard a fair few of their songs before. I had no idea it was them, though, because it was from a playlist I listened to a lot. A band that I should love through and through if the music wasn't as heavy as it is. These guys, lyrically and vocally, would give Backstreet Boys and NSYNC a run for their money. But there's just too many bands like it now. generic music and the vocals aren't unique enough to break them apart from the rest of the other bands like it.
Totally agree.
Yeah. But saying that, there are some of the songs that I absolutely loved. But yeah, generally, a lot of these bands, there's a few. Well, Sleep Theory is another. The next one coming up is another example. But they can get so, like, with the way social media and TikTok and things work now, they can get so big so quickly. But I also think they can drop off just as quick. I haven't researched it or got any proof of that or anything, but
no, but a lot of these bands will get quite big, play all the festivals, do all the shows, and then drop off and get on with their lives, I guess, which is better than grinding and playing shows to no one for 10 years. So
yeah, true.
Fair play to them. Do you know what I mean? If they can do it, it's not obviously not for everyone or for people like us, and it is a very oversaturated avenue of music these days. But hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I wouldn't shake a toe at it or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah, totally.
If someone said to us, we'll make you massive for 5 years, and then you'll drop off, we'll go, oh yeah, take us along for the ride. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, hells yeah, brother. Take me. Where do I sign? How do I get the blood out of my body to sign that contract?
Yeah, no, you can't blame people for wanting to. Well, whatever. That's rubbish. Let's talk about bands. Sleep Theory. Are they headlining?
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay. Sleep Theory. Sleep Theory combines energetic hard rock and metalcore with the massive hooks of powerhouse vocals Cullen Moore. Praised by Jelly Roll and David Draymond, they've toured with Shinedown, Falling in Reverse, and Beartooth. In under 2 years, they became the 5th most played artist on active rock radio. Afterglow and the Paper Hearts EP merge heavy rock with pop and R&B, producing anthemic bangers and emotional ballads. Saluted by Revolver, Loudwire, and Amazon Music as an artist to watch in 2025, they've become one of heavy music's biggest breakouts. Sleep
Theory. I've got overproduced pop metal, but clearly very talented.
Yeah. I thought that was coming. Okay. So, I want to tell you how they're generic crap, the same as the last band, but I can't. Yes, musically, almost everything I said about Rain City Drive can be used here. But look, they have one album, almost 3 million monthly listeners. But I can put this on screen on YouTube as well, but obviously you can't see this. Their album looks like this. It's got 12 songs. It's got a music video for 8 of those 12 songs.
Wow, fair play.
And I think, well, let me see actually. So many of them have got 53 million, 38 million, 46 million, 45 million listens. If Hybrid Theory was released, this time last year, maybe not today, but yeah, this time last year, this is what that album would look like for Linkin Park.
Probably, yeah.
So there's a chance that this band can blow up just the same as Linkin Park did. Looking at these numbers, maybe we're the old men, everybody. Well, we knew when we were younger, loved Hybrid Theory. Maybe it's the same for young people these days. Everybody loves this band the same way we loved Hybrid Theory.
I think numbers work differently now. People see a number. We never saw numbers, really, apart from record sales. So, yeah, I don't know how it's comparable to what it was back in the day. I think as well that numbers are a strange game to play by people on Spotify and etc. I'm not sure necessarily they reflect how popular they are within a genre or the world music in general. Yeah, probably something we have to look into more, but it's still a hell of a lot of listens. And even though I don't like bands like that, I'm not going to knock them for doing well for themselves. So yeah, fair play to them.
Yeah, you're right with the numbers thing though. I know I've just reeled off all the numbers saying that, but
no, but I get what you mean. It's still impressive. It's still impressive.
there are other bands. I was going to talk about this a bit later. There are other bands that might have their popularity from 2 or 3 songs, and that's it. And the rest of their songs are rubbish. And but they've still got the massive numbers, so they would appear to be bigger than they actually are. Or one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Modern day one-hit wonder.
Yeah, don't
So
trust Spotify
you can't.
numbers.
No.
Trust the number of people you see at their shows. That's
Yeah.
normally how you can tell how popular a band is.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see how many people are at these. I think there'll be a lot, and it could be bands like this. The reason why it's actually sold out so well this year. Only Metallica have been able to sell. Well, it's only sold out on Metallica years before
Hmm.
in the past.
Yeah. You never know.
So they're nowhere near this one. So yeah, new things, lots of new bands like this. So moving on, was that everything I actually had written down? Yeah, pretty much. I was just going to sort of try and compare it to Hybrid Theory. Like you said, it's a little bit different, but that might be what we're sort of seeing at the minute. Story of the year. Have a fun, interesting thing about them. I don't actually like them.
I didn't think that you did.
I got this T-shirt because I like the design of it, not because I like.
I was about to say, have you even heard of these guys before? Story of the year.
No, I can't even name 2 songs. No, 3. Story of the year. What's the sound of Story of the Year? Loud guitars, massive sing-along choruses, and uplifting perseverance. Few records helped build a post-hardcore scene as swiftly as the band's debut, Page Avenue, one of the first of its kind to sell 1 million copies. Until the Day I Die endures as both an anthem and mission statement. Tours with Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance, Deftones, and The Used cemented Story of the Year's reputation as a stunning and engaging live act. The connection between the band and the audience transformed Story of the Year from teenagers working in St. Louis pizza chain franchise into hard rock headliners. Yeah, it's more about who they are, what they've done, albums and stuff like that. I don't really need to read too much of that, but Story of the Year.
Yeah, Story of the Year. I've got here. I mean, they are all of these things, none of these things. Emo, rock, pop punk, metal. They've got a lot of different phases. The first album compared to the new album sounds like 2 completely different bands. But everything I've heard of these guys, everything Adam's made me listen to, everything we listened to for the show, I've thought is really good. Loved all the catchy hooks. Like the music as well a lot. They are obviously a really great band, and we all know on the show how much Adam absolutely loves them. And I definitely would be with him watching these guys as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the front by the barrier as well. Watching now, I'm definitely going to really try and get there.
You have to.
Fickle Sleep Theory fans are going to bugger off anyway, so it'll be easy. I can't say that. No,
that's good.
I might. I'll probably even go there for Sleep Theory early. I'm unlikely to get to the front for them, but anyway, yeah. Story of the Year. I was looking through some of the stuff because I don't really need to think about too much and write stuff down for them because I'm such a big fan. So I was looking through it, and obviously, first album was absolutely massive. The second album, In the Wake of Determination, was big. That's how I got into them. And then they sort of dropped a little bit until the most recent album, not most recent album, the previous one. That was massive, and it was like a second coming, and it's hard. I think it's hard for bands to do that, to sort of grasp a whole new audience, a whole new generation of liking their stuff, and yeah, I think there's the what's it called?
They're having a second wind, definitely.
Yeah. Tear Me to Pieces album it's from 2022. It's just, I think it's their second most popular album, even though they had loads in the middle, which is weird, but great as well. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's awesome that their new stuff is, people are obviously digging it, and people like the old stuff as well, which is great because it means you can have a nice show with lots of different, phases of the band. So I think probably be pretty interesting to see that set list, especially if you're a big Story of the Year fan, to see what they've got on there.
Yeah, definitely. And moving on from them is Feeder headlining the Avalanche stage. Since they started releasing records more than 30 years ago, Feeder have never been far from the charts or strangers to the stage. Having sold over 7 million records, they've played all over the world, bringing their anthemic rock music to fans old and new, always exhilarating, always celebratory. Tracks like Just the Way I'm Feeling, Buck Rogers, Feeling a Moment, High, Borders, Just a Day, Torpedo, Fear of Flying, Lost and Found, and Hey You are just some of the 26 top 40 UK chart hits the band have enjoyed over the years. Along with the double platinum, whatever. You have done some good stuff, we understand. Pause it and read all that if you want to. We're going to carry on. Feeder.
Yeah, do you know what? I was recently reading one of my Metal Hammers from 2003, and there was a really long interview in there with Feeder, which I read the other day, which was a great sort of look into what was happening to the band at that time. So it was just great to read that and reflect on it in years and years later. But yeah, absolutely love this band. Classic alt rock. Like Adam said, so many hits. So many great albums. Echo Park is one of my favourite albums. That will be, I don't know where it would be, but it would definitely be, in my top 50 albums of all time. Absolutely loved it at the time, love it now. But I do like most of their stuff. Obviously, they are a former Download headliner as well. If you didn't know, they headlined the festival on a Friday in 2005, which I was lucky enough to be there and watch, but I have seen them in other venues as well. Yeah, absolutely love this band, and I would be watching them as well because there's just so many great songs, and yeah, I think Feeder are great.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about them. I was never the biggest fan, but what I listened to for this, I liked them more than I was expecting to. I think their singles. Well, I've probably heard a lot of their stuff, but the main singles, Buck Rogers, and there might be one other that I sort of heard back in the day, and they didn't grip me at all. They didn't do anything for me, so I was never interested in them. But yeah, listening to them now, yeah, I think they're okay. Whether I go and watch them, I think we'll do a bit of a breakdown of who we'll see at the end of this episode, but yeah, I mean, we don't know the times yet anyway, so we can't really say.
No, but still.
Yeah. Sweet. And that is the Opus, not the Opus stage, that is the Avalanche stage. Okay, moving on to the Opus stage is Caskets opening it. And all that's written for them is The Only Heaven You'll Know. And then their website. I assume that's a new album or something. What do you think of Caskets?
Yeah. Caskets or Caskets, depending on what split of the divide you're from. I'd say Caskets. I'm sure other people would say Caskets. However you want to say it. I've got here alt metal, good, but I didn't like it. Nothing gripped me from it. I could hear that it was good. I know a lot of people like them, but it's just not for me, simply.
Yeah. Okay. I really, really like this band. Slightly different to Headwreck. At this moment in time, I think I do like them enough to get me into the arena for the opening time. Hungover me on Friday morning might have a different opinion after the shenanigans that we've got planned for Thursday at Download. So we'll have to wait and see. If anybody's walking past our camp, come and give me a kick if you're heading to the arena for opening time to get my ass in gear. Because I might be too hungover, but yeah, I do really like Caskets. Silent Planet is next, another big one. There's not many medium ones. Every once in a while, wildflowers will sprout en masse in the California desert, known as superbloom. This phenomenon paints lush colours across a traditionally arid and barren landscape. The emergence and evolution of Silent Planet mirrors this phenomenon. Since 2009, the quartet, Garrett Russell, have set themselves apart in the realm of heavy music, amplifying hypnotic hooks across alternatively raw and rich soundscapes steeped in hardcore, post-rock, metal and ambient textures. The award-winning group has generated tens of millions of streams and earned tastemaker praise. I'm not going to read any more of that. Silent Planet.
Silent Planet. I thought it was a Maiden reference. I was disappointed. Modern metal mixed with electronic stuff, totally fine. But it didn't grip me in any way.
Yeah, it didn't grip me either. I think they kind of reminded me about a little bit of Malevolence. But I don't really know Malevolence that well either, so that's what they made me think of. But I could be wrong on that, or it could be the songs that I listened to. Moving on. Paleface Swiss. This, I was talking about this earlier. This was hard to read when I read it earlier. I had to get my head around it. It's neutrality. The neutrality Switzerland is known for globally does not apply to Paleface Swiss. They came to destroy. And that's it.
That's good. No, that's short and sweet.
Good short, cool.
Yeah. So Paleface Swiss, metal with shades of hardcore, deathcore, all different types of metal. Really, really heavy. Pretty good. I mean, I've heard a lot of people banging on about this band. It's nothing that I haven't heard before, just not maybe blended together in this way. But, I mean, it was good. I liked it. If I was near this place with some people that wanted to go see them, I'd probably check them out. But personally, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch them.
Yeah, I've written pretty much the same thing, I think. They remind me of Slipknot's first album, but maybe a little bit of Ronnie Radke in there as well, like the speed of like his rapping mixed with their sort of heavy Corey Taylor shouty bits, but that speed, if that makes sense. Not the kind of stuff I'd listen to generally, but if I'm near the area with nothing else to do, I'll go and check them out. I love this kind of stuff live, but not generally to listen to on my own.
Yeah, I get what you mean, though. I totally am with you on that one.
Cool. Creeper. Creeper is a cult. Is it?
It is, definitely. And they are. Creeper. A mix of classic rock, modern goth, shades of sort of pop punky stuff in their earlier music. Very good band with lots of bangers, killer albums. I do like this band a lot live as well. They are a must-see live band. I think on record they are brilliant, but live they've just got such character that I think that everyone should give them a watch even when they're passing by, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised just how much fun they're having on stage.
Yeah. I've written, what do you mean they're not one of the most popular bands on this lineup? From hearing their fans talk about them, you'd think they're one of the biggest bands on the planet. Being a cult makes sense. I do like some of their music. I can totally see them growing on me massively at some point, though. I'm not the biggest fan at the minute. I do like some of their stuff.
Not to make a bad pun, but they do creep up on you. They're one of those bands that at first I was like, I'm not so sure. Their original phase, I was like, and then when they came back, I was like, oh, okay, all right. This is what I've been missing this whole time. Although it's slightly different, definitely gone more in the goth direction now than they were before. But when they came back, I was like, this is pretty amazing, actually. So they did grow on me. I didn't love them instantly.
Yeah, I've said a similar thing about The Darkness recently. I didn't like them when they first came around, but I do quite enjoy some of their stuff now. And I can see that the same thing happening with Creeper.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nothing against them.
Very addictive. No.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, moving on. Periphery, and they got a massive one. It's not even fit. Doesn't fit on the screen. Washington, D.C.'s Periphery, a push at the boundaries of progressive metal, utilizing detuned, extended-range instruments to create a sound that is technically dizzying as it is relentlessly heavy, using a framework laid down by gent pioneers like Meshuggah and Running Wild with It. The group issued an eponymous debut in 2010. Periphery hit their stride with a double LP juggernaut and the diverse Periphery 3 Select difficulty in 2016, the latter of which earned them a Grammy nomination for Best Metal Performance. The band elicited accolades on subsequent efforts. It's more about the albums. Yeah, I don't want to read all of that. Periphery.
Periphery, proggy modern metalcore. Got a few friends that really love this band. Obviously, technically very good, but this kind of sort of modern proggy metalcore just doesn't do it for me. It never has. Even back in the day, I had friends play me these and a few other sort of group of bands, and it never hooked me the same way that it did them. But I respect technically how incredible this band is.
Yeah. Nice. I had never really listened to them much, but I think I started listening to one of the download playlists when they first announced when they were on it. I think they were on the first announcement, and I was like, I've fallen in love with this band. Like, this one song is absolutely amazing, and I listened to probably 4 or 5 of their songs while writing this, and yeah, I really really liked them. So I've got lots of catching up to do.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I think there's going to be lots of clashes on this day for me, which is annoying. Daughtry, a medium one, very nice. Thank you, Daughtry. Standing out as one of the best-selling rock bands of the 21st century, Daughtry continues to be a powerful and evolving force in modern rock. Their 2023 Shock to the System EP drew critical acclaim from outlets like Billboard, Spin and Loudwire, which praised the palpable heaviness of this era. The EP also earned the band their first ever number ones at Active Rock Radio with Artificial and Pieces. Known for their relentless touring, high-energy live shows and collaborations with artists including Lizzie Hale, Papa Roach and Slash, Daughtry maintains a loyal global fan base while pushing their creative boundaries. The next chapter arrives with Shock to the System Part 2. I don't think there was a Shock to the System Part 1. I had a brief look. I couldn't see it. Nice. What do you think of
Daughtry? See, the thing is, you're saying Daughtry. I would say Doubtry if I was reading it. I mean, yeah. I don't know which one's right, but it was just interesting how you would say Daughtry and I'd say Doubtry.
Yeah.
Who cares? Whatever his name is.
Yeah,
well,
I wonder if we can do polls on YouTube now. I might do a poll.
When we meet him, we'll see.
Well, yeah.
When we're backstage, we'll ask him. So American radio rock, dude has an absolutely killer voice, really great vocal hooks. Yeah, it's just really good. What I refer to as American radio rock. Easy to listen to, good hooks.
Yeah, cool. Chris Daughtry is an amazing bloke. That was terribly read. The first 2 albums, Daughtry and Leave This Town, are absolutely masterpieces. Absolutely masterpieces? I'm going wrong here somewhere. Yeah, they are absolute masterpieces, though. I listened to them over and over and over again. The third album, Break the Spell, it was a little softer. Not massively, but enough of a change to put me off. And I haven't really listened to much of him since then, or them, the band, since then. But yeah, I really, really love him. But the last time I saw them was at Download on the second stage, 2022, I think, maybe 2023. I got real close, but he played like 7 songs, or it might have been 8 songs, and most of them were from the most recent album. And I didn't know the most recent album.
Time.
It's really annoying. So, I mean, it was 2006 the first album was released. So if he's doing that album in full, which there's no word of that at the moment, I will be there over anyone else, even Story of the Year.
Okay. But a best of set would be great, right? So some of the new stuff, some of the old stuff, a sort of mix of songs you'd be pretty happy with.
I kind of, after listening to him, it was actually earlier today that I was listening to some of these and writing it down. I want to listen to some more again. I sort of went off and just didn't bother anymore. But I do want to sort of go back. I think that latest one that it's just said about part 2 thing, it seemed really heavy when I first listened to a couple of tracks on it, and I was like, this is actually really heavy again. I think I've said before with Saliva as well, like they would always have a slow song on the album, and it was always amazing. Like always, the slow song was always amazing. And then he did a whole album which was pretty much all slow songs, and it wasn't as good. It's
get you,
yeah. And I feel like that's kind of what Daughtry did for me as well. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be, But he's still going well, amazingly. So obviously it's liked by a lot of other people. His newer stuff, but yeah, it depends what kind of set they're going to be doing. I think, for me to go, whether I can find that out in advance, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. But I love Daughtry. If you haven't listened to the first 2 albums, listen to them. They're so good. And that was the kind of, sorry, I'm talking loads on this. That was the kind of time that I got into people like Breaking Benjamin, Three Doors Down. So like you said, absolutely that kind of thing. American rock radio stuff.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. It's very listenable.
Yeah, cool. And headlining the Opus stage is Halestorm. After several decades together as a band, Halestorm find themselves still climbing. Their 6th full-length album, Everest, represents both a return to the Nashville-based band's roots and an evolution into the next chapter of their career. The aptly titled Everest is a dark, deeply personal effort that pushed each musician to their artistic limits, ultimately resulting in an evocative, genuine collection of rock songs. That's a bit too long to read. I'm not going to read any more of that, but they've done a lot of stuff over the years. Very good band. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got Halestorm, American rock band / radio rock. They do have a little bit of that sound to them as well. Very good, great vocals. She has an amazing voice. It's just not my thing at all. When I hear one of the songs come on, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But I would never go out of my way to listen to them personally. But I can see why this will probably be packed full of people.
Yeah, I think it will be. In spite of Limp Bizkit being on the main stage at the same time, I think they've got a big following. I kind of looked at I think I kind of overlooked until now that Halestorm are headlining the Opus stage. I wrote this and then did research and then realized I was wrong. But this is absolutely massive for them and well deserved, and it is. But one of the previous times we played, they also headlined this stage, so it's not grown since
it's
last
not like
time.
It's new. Yeah, I get you. They're coming back
new.
to do another headline. Get you.
Yeah. But the other time, so I think it was 2019 they headlined. So that was like 7 years ago. And they were back in 2023 or 2024. They were like 3rd down on the main stage. So they're around like getting to headline status. So I said they haven't really grown much, but there's not really much further for them to grow, other than to be, sub-headlining or headlining the main stage. When they get there, I don't know. I would like them to get there before Spirit Box do, but that's a different subject. But yeah, I do quite like Halestorm, despite what the amount of times I've ranted about their drummer. They're a band that I do quite like. I don't listen to them very often. Kelly absolutely loves them, and when she puts them on, I still enjoy it. When I listen to them for this, it's not very often I'll listen with like proper headphones. And it just felt so powerful and so, just rocky. I was just rocking out, and so I think where you're listening, the mood you're in can affect
definitely.
these kind of things as well. But I was really enjoying it. I think they deserve to be where they are.
Nice,
cool. maybe quite the opposite to that. No, I can't put that in. Moving on to the Apex stage opening on the Friday is Scene Queen. I believe in bimbo core and being mean to men in bands. Is what they put there?
Yeah, I got Scene Queen, horrific bad taste music, parody, but very, very creative.
Yeah.
And also she's mega fit, apart from that.
You said that last time they played, I think.
She's very, very hot.
I don't know, I'm not 100% sure, but I got a subtle hint that she doesn't like men. She doesn't, which is fine. The amount of songs that have been banned, or it's mostly rappers. I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking, if this was the other way round, what would the outcome be, or what people think or say? And I thought, well, rappers have been doing the same thing for years and years and years, like bitches and hoes this, and I'm like, well, that's fine then, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine anyway. I wasn't actively looking to oppose this, but yeah, musically, it's not my kind of thing. But this kind of thing is going to be massive. There's a lot of horrible men out there, and there's a lot of women who think men are horrible. So it's probably going to be a lot of people who really get into this and really feel it and understand. But it could also be a parody. Like you said, I didn't even think about the fact that it might be parody. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. POD are next. I was going to say something else there, but yeah, maybe we'll touch on that at the end. POD, they got medium one. They've been a band, and a vital one at that, for more than 30 years. But ask rock icons POD what still inspires them after all this time, and they'll tell you they still operate as if they're perpetual underdogs. Yes, with every new album they release, with every show they play, these musical lifers still feel they have something to prove. We're still here, and we're still creating some of the best music we've ever made, says guitarist Marcos Curiel. When it comes to heart, grit and soul, POD is your band, adds vocalist Sonny Sandoval. We're always still proving who we are, always having that punk rock mentality.
Yeah. POD, which stands for Payable on Death. Great band. I absolutely loved these guys back in the day. Their first 3 albums are absolutely amazing, really, really good. Even their new stuff, there's loads of good songs that they've got. They always seem to pop up on my release radar whenever they bring something out. Whenever I listen to it, I'm always like, actually, that's pretty damn good. Like their style has sort of changed a little bit over the times. It's kind of gone up and down towards new metal, away from new metal. Sometimes he does rapping, sometimes singing. But yeah, I've enjoyed everything from them. And they're also one of the first bands that I ever saw at Download as well. It was them and Il Nino were the first couple of bands that I saw. So yeah, I would be watching a POD set.
Nice. POD are great. I've never listened to an album. For me, I think their sound gets a bit boring quite quickly. So there's a few songs I really, really like, but not enough to want to listen to an album, I don't think. So,
right.
Yeah, maybe I should listen to some more. Maybe I should try an album.
I'd say Satellite album, man, all the way through. Just unbelievable album.
Yeah.
Definitely top 50 new metal albums without a doubt.
Yeah. It's crazy how I've had the ability to listen to any album I want since 2008, almost 20 years. But there are still bands that I like that I've just never thought, oh, try an album of theirs. There's probably loads
you can't
of
listen
bands.
to everyone all the time, though, can you? You don't have time for that. If you were sitting there all day, every day, listening to music, you probably would have by now. But yeah,
there's probably loads of albums from this time that I liked and would have bought. Would have looked at buying the album if I had the money, but we couldn't buy all the albums we wanted to at the time. I just never thought about going and listening to any of the albums that were out at the time. But like you said, you can't listen to everyone.
No.
Yeah, I should. Anyway, Hollywood Undead are on next. Hollywood Undead is a band from Hollywood, California that has sold millions of records worldwide in addition to amassing billions of streams.
Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Short one.
Short one for them.
Hollywood Undead, rap metal / new metal, post metal. I've never been a fan. When these guys first came out at the end of the 2000s, all my mates just absolutely loved this band. They were all going to all the shows and all that stuff, but I never glued with it. I didn't really like it. There was something with the sound that I just never grasped. And even listening to them now, I'm still like, no, it just doesn't hook me in any way. So yeah, still not a fan after all these years.
Yeah. I was never part of the Hollywood Undead crowd. That's what I wrote down.
I think that's fair.
But I know what you mean. Like going to shows back then when the long T-shirt V thing was a thing.
Yeah.
With these new bands, a white T-shirt with the long. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Everyone was wearing Hollywood Undead stuff.
Yeah. They were definitely doing very well when they first started.
Yeah. Cool. Moving on. Pendulum. Apocalypse soundtracks. That's all it says for them.
Nice. Pendulum, yeah. Electronic rock, combining all sorts of electronic stuff. Great tunes, good vibes, very fun live. Yeah, I will always watch a Pendulum show because I love this kind of blending of electronic at the forefront with almost metal drums a lot of the time, a lot of D&B. Yeah, absolutely love it. Love them, always have. And they always do great tracks with metal musicians as well. Their track with In Flames is one of the best that they've ever done. And recently, obviously, they've done a couple of tracks with a few other people, Matt Tuck from Bullet as well. And yeah, I think that they're great. And whenever a Pendulum live show is on offer, I will always accept.
I was never part of the Pendulum crowd.
Yeah, but now you can be.
I don't want to be.
You do. You want to bounce up and down.
I don't want to bounce.
Wow. You want to bounce. And then, with your beer in your hand, fucking getting mashed. Come on, man.
No, I don't want to.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I don't understand. I don't... they've played Download the same amount of times as Iron Maiden have played Download.
Yeah, Download do like booking Pendulum, and Pendulum probably really enjoy playing as well. So, yeah. Fair play to both parties.
There was a big gap. I was actually looking at it earlier because Kelly said about them headlining, and I was like, I don't think they did. She was thinking of Prodigy. So I looked, and they played 8, 9, and 11, and then again recently 23. It might have been.
Yeah, 23,
and now this year. So
yeah,
it's 5 times. But they did have a big gap between 2011 and 23, 12-year gap.
Yeah.
Wish it was longer.
Still
but,
cool.
Anyway, Electric Callboy. In just a few years, Electric Callboy have risen from local heroes to one of the most talked about forces in modern heavy music. Their gold certified album, Hyper, I got it right that time. I said Hipper before. I'd never heard it before. We Got the Moves and Pump It, along with their chart-topping gold certified #1 album, Techno, almost 1 billion streams, have defined a new era of genre fusion, combining metalcore, EDM, and tongue-in-cheek humor into a sound entirely their own. From selling over 200,000 tickets on their Techno World Tour to hosting their sold-out Escalation Fest, movie to more than what's it? Movie in theaters. There's more stuff there. I'm not going to read it all. You can pause it if you want to read it. Them. Electric Callboy.
Electric Callboy. I'll say pretty much the same thing I said about last time they were booked, but obviously they didn't play. I know everyone loves this band, and if I hear a song, I will think it's quite good. They're very entertaining. I'm sure they're very good live, but I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to them or watch them personally. That's all I can say, really. Nothing bad at all about them. And I know that they've got a huge fan base, and a lot of people are massively obsessed with this band, but I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. I can understand the hype. They would be good to see. I didn't see them when they were in the tent in... Was it 2023? I think it was 2023.
I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'm unlikely to be free when they're on, so I don't really need to think about whether I want to go and see them. But I've said before on here, I kind of got over them the same summer that I got into them. So it's very unlikely that I choose to put them on to listen to personally. Maybe at a barbecue with a load of friends, though. Yeah, so I'd put them on. It'd be good to listen to. That could be because it was a really hot summer when they blew up, and I was going to a lot of barbecues, so maybe that's why I thought of barbecues when I thought about their music.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's still good. I would still enjoy it, but it was just everyone was massively into them for a very short
there's a cat.
amount of time. Sorry.
There's a cat. This is what happens when we've got a video podcast. Hello, cat. Can you get out? Come on. Come here. Come on, look. Everyone's going to see your butthole.
I'll cut. Excellent. I'll cut it just before we see the cat, and then everyone will comment, angry comments saying, "We want to see the cat."
Here's the cat.
A marketing scheme.
Here's the kitty. Comment. Oh, hello. Okay,
hello.
You can get down now. Get down now, little one. Get out of there. Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
She wants love. I've been sat in here too long. She's like, "Hey, you haven't paid me attention in an hour. Can you please come over and rub me?" No, go away.
You're still talking about the cat?
Oh no, I was never. The cat's just a euphemism for something else.
Yeah, the other cat. Yeah, I've got two, haven't you?
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, no, like I said, I kind of got over them the first year. I still like the music. I would still listen to it, but it's not as big and huge as I thought it was. I don't like them as much as I did that summer.
Okay,
Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes,
anyway,
it does.
It does. Cypress Hill. It's a long one. I'm not going to read it all. Legacy Recordings, the catalogue divisions of Sony Music Entertainment and SMEs certified invite fans to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Cypress Hill, the self-titled studio debut album that shaped the course of hip-hop history while putting Cypress Hill vocalists Be Real and Sendog, producer turned it. Is it me or is there no full stops here? Idiot. Anyway. Turntable, master DJ Muggs, and their game-changing sound on the map for future generations to follow. Right, I ain't reading any more of that, bastards. Put more full stops.
No more full stops. See, this is what I mean. These bands, they don't know what they're doing. Cypress Hill, classic hip-hop, stoner hip-hop, if you want to call it that. Back in the day, a lot of my friends had the live DVD of theirs from the early 2000s. I can't remember what it was called, but that was on heavy rotation in some of the people's houses I ended up spending a lot of time in. So from that, I ended up liking a lot of their songs. Yes, would 100% be watching. I think that they are pretty much a perfect sub-headliner to Limp Bizkit. I think it will sort of set the tone. It'll be a lot less jumping around than Limp Bizkit, but it certainly will have a vibe which will set up Bizkit quite well. So yes, 100% would be watching. Cypress Hill waiting for Bizkit to unleash.
Cool. I was never part of the Cypress Hill crowd.
Fuck you now.
No, there honestly isn't much else for me to say. I was never a fan. I'm still not a fan. But you are right. They are the perfect sub-headliner for Limp Bizkit. And then Limp Bizkit. If you want to hear us talk about them, go and listen to a previous episode.
Yes, we have. We talked for a long time about Limp Bizkit. We'll be brief. I mean, they're a fun headliner. We've talked about how much fun they are musically. how much they've resonated with young people these days, as well as our people and the 2010s kids as well in between. So they've just done really well to resonate with as many young people as possible. And I think that it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And maybe even a little bit more emotional than normal because of the passing of Sam Rivers, of course. So I don't know if they're going to mention that or dedicate anything to him for any reason, or they might just not mention it entirely. But yeah, I think it's going to be a best of set, and they're just going to absolutely slay the place.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't really got much else to say. Like I've said before, you can summarize things way better than me. If I try, I will ruin what you've just said. So thank you, Simon. That was great. Limp Bizkit are going to be awesome. I'll be there. I can't wait to see them. And that's the end of it. That's the end of the Friday. Do you want to quickly have a look at, where's it gone?
Should I reel off the bands then that I would see on the Friday? Because I've highlighted them all.
Okay, yeah.
Did you highlight yours?
I didn't, but I can go through and check.
Okay, so mine would be, bands I would watch on the Friday would be Lake Malice, Native James, Drain, Story of the Year, Feeder, Creeper, POD, Pendulum, Cypress Hill, and Limp Bizkit. They would be the bands that I would check out. If I could check out all of those bands, I would. But obviously, I would just pick to see what was clashing, and I don't know how I would pick that. But if I could see all of those bands in a nice run throughout the day, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, cool. This is where that horrible clash comes in for me. So the bands that I would see, I wouldn't actually mind going to see Band-Maid, and if I'm there for them, I might as well watch Stampin Ground before them. Because, like I said, I would enjoy it live. But they're like third and fourth from the top from the Dogtooth stage. You've also got Rain City Drive, then Sleep Theory, then Story of the Year, which is second, third, and fourth from the top from the Avalanche stage. So it's a big clash.
Yeah.
Periphery, Dory and Halestorm on the Opus stage, which would be a big clash. And then I don't think there's anybody on the main stage I'd see until Limp Bizkit. So
okay. So there will be some clashes that you're going to have to look at and think, who do I want to see more?
Yeah. It's that's going to be horrible for me to choose. Mostly between Story of the Year and Daughtry is going to be the big one, real big clash.
That is a clash and a half.
Yeah. But like
you never know though.
Caskets,
you might be able to catch the beginning of one. Well, no, you want to be really at the barrier, don't you, for Story of the Year?
Whichever one I'm there for, I probably want to get close to the barrier. I did get a really cool picture of Chris Daughtry last time they played. But yeah, so that's the Friday. What do you think of the day in general? Is there any bands that you would put in a different place? Let's bring this down so I'm not looking up.
Not really. I think everyone's pretty well laid out, to be honest. I think all the stages kind of work for what's on them. Like Download is now. Download was a metal festival. Now it is an alternative rock metal festival. So there's a mix of absolutely everything. There's no metal stage. There's no pop punk stage. There's no... I will say that this... in years when Download first kicked back up after sort of 2022-23, there was a lot of pop punk. Over the last years, pop punk has really faded away, like especially this year and last year. I don't know about the rest of the bands we're going to see, but there's very little proper pop punk on these days. And Avalanche stage for the first few years was just full. It was just all pop punk pretty much.
Yeah, it felt like I've noticed the stage for pop punk, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I've noticed that has changed, but also the genres have changed. There's a lot more mashing of things now, so I guess it's hard to know where to put stuff, but nothing really stands out that should be moved there. I think everyone's kind of in the place where they should be. Everything feels like it's almost in the right place.
Yeah. I was thinking about this earlier, and I feel like, I mean, I'm an old man, right? And it's obviously changed, and this is not something I'd thought about until earlier today. But I feel like the main stage was the main attraction for Download for such a long time. You'd have massive bands from start to finish, and you would go off to the other stages every now and then if there was somebody else you wanted to see. Now it's a mix of smaller bands starting at the beginning of the day all the way across the stages. Does that make sense to you? Do you think it used to work like that, or am I just talking rubbish?
I kind of think it's always been like that. The first couple have always been your upcoming or brand new bands, and then you've got your medium-sized to large bands, and then you have your big bands at the top. I think this is how it's always kind of worked. I know some years have been different where you have literally had a complete stacked, but I don't think Download has always had that option where they can book an absolutely stacked main stage. I think also the thinking's probably different now. I think now they want to spread it around the festival. They don't want to put all of the big bands on one stage so people don't visit the others, which is probably why it does feel like it's definitely more spread out than it would have been before. Like some of the bigger bands on the second stage, maybe 10 years ago would have all been on the main stage together, and the other bands would have been pushed down. So I think in one way you're right. It has always kind of been like that, but also definitely the bands are more spread out across the stages now, more than they've ever been at Download.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking that way because back in, say, 2006, 2007, I knew more of the bands and more of the up-and-coming bands, so maybe it felt that way because I knew who they were. Whereas now...
Yeah, probably.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, that's a pretty okay... There's a lot of bands I want to see, but they're just clashing. So even though that's annoying, you can't have too many bands that you want to see because, they'll just clash all the time.
We've said before, but between 6, maximum of 12 bands in one day. Otherwise, you're just so drained out of everything, especially if it's a boiling hot year as well. Walking from the stages, you end up doing so much. So I'd say, between 6 and 12 bands in one day is way more than enough than you'll ever need to watch on one festival day. So if you have any of those numbers, you'll probably have a very, very good day.
Yeah. So we should probably bring this episode to a close here, shall we? Unless there's anything else you wanted to say about on this day?
No. It's just, we're just kicking off. So I'm looking forward to doing the Saturday and seeing what that has to offer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the Saturday. So going forward, just in case we have any new listeners here for this one, or new watchers, as you said earlier. We'll obviously do this for the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. And the fourth episode will be about everything else, so everything District X. And on the Download stage in RIP, I'll never call it by its previous name anymore. That's what it will be known as forever. And then we do a Wednesday morning episode, which we've done previously, where it's an episode for you guys, so you can send us a voice message or write into us, and we can read it, and it will be released on the Wednesday morning of Download. And it's just for you guys to share your love of the festival, or your love of us, if you would like to. We've had that before, and it was very nice to hear.
The more love we get, the better. Yeah, so just keep that in mind.
But that's what's going to be happening going forward. We're not looking at putting it together at the minute, but just in case we have new people here. But now we need to say a huge thank you to our Patreons, who will be on the screen now. Will I put them on the screen? I should do, because it's YouTube. That's what YouTubers do, right?
That's true.
Yeah, that's
what YouTubers do. Put those patrons on screen, brother.
Yeah. Okay. We do have to say a massive thank you to all of our Patreons, who are Wendy, Joe Butler, Mike Ferris, Andy Taylor, Liam Hopwood, Tom West, Ethan Brown, Matthew, Chris Henderson, Henry Richardson, Chris Hambridge, Alexander Toon, and James. All of you, massive legends, thank you so much for your support. If you would like to become a Patreon and support us, you can do. Check the description below. You can find a link tree to everything we have, Discord, email address if you want to send us an email, all our social medias, and yeah, go and have a look at Patreon, see what we can offer you. News for the Patreons: I have everybody's size for the Patreon shirts, and I've given them to Broken Day Clothing, again, our sponsor for this episode, who has been an absolute massive help with this one this year. So I think I should probably receive them by the end of the week, and they should be out to you by the end of next week. So we're getting very, very close now.
Baby.
Anybody, again, if anybody's new here, what we do every year is we do a Patreon t-shirt for all of the Patreons who subscribe at a certain tier for a certain amount of time. And we put all their names on the back like a festival shirt. I might even show the previous designs on here to show what they are. But yeah, very cool. Go and have a look on Patreon. Simon, do you want to tell everybody about your YouTube channels, plural?
I do. First of all, I just want to say, if you are new here, if you're watching on YouTube or listening for the first time, we do have a Discord community that we absolutely love, and that is constantly growing. So if you want to join that and come over and hang out and just chat to everyone about festivals in general or download or whatever, we got loads of channels. Link will be in the description of this on YouTube or wherever you are listening to it. Yes, YouTube. Yes, what am I doing on YouTube? I'm doing things. I'm always doing things. I'm gearing up for all of my, obviously, festival season stuff at the moment. I think at some point I'm going to have Mr. Stu, SMTV, and Mr. Chids on to talk about all the festival lineups like we normally do it around this time. And the physical media stuff is still kicking on as well. Got some media halls coming up, some more DVD rebuys. Yeah, so it's all going. Also, working on new music at the moment, which is really cool and coming along. I'm just waiting to do vocals on one of the tracks, then a mix and a master, and I should have a new song out, hopefully within about a month.
Very nice. And that is Mercury Knight, isn't it? Again,
that is Mercury Knight, yeah. So if you want to hear what music I make, it's not rock and metal, but it is very, very good. And yeah, if you want to listen to that,
perfect for the download lineup.
Definitely, I'll fit in on download because I'm neither rock or metal. No, I'm joking. Everything on here was pretty heavy, to be fair. So it kind of all fit on there in some way.
Yeah, it was just an easy joke to make, even if it wasn't true.
Get what I mean? Yeah. For some years, you would have been like spot on, 100%.
Yeah, cool. I also have another YouTube channel, which is a Dungeons and Dragons actual play channel. It's called Critical Pit. It's all about Dungeons and Dragons and music. Lots of musical, I want to say, undertones in the story going on. Although I can't say too much because my players probably listen to this, and I don't want to give anything away. But yeah, lots of music stuff going on over there. Again, linked in the description if you want to come and look at it and check it out. That'd be great. It'd be amazing. Thank you. The journey just started, so the more the merrier. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Is there anything else we missed? Nope. Okay. Nope. Well, I know I touched on it briefly with the Patreon shirt, but yeah, want to say thank you to our sponsor again for this episode, Broken Day Clothing. Go and check out their stuff. Buy our shirt. Buy one of our shirts. Buy two of our shirts.
Buy all of our shirts. Buy our hoodie. Buy everything. If you go on there and you see something dear download, buy it.
Yeah.
That's an order.
Yeah. That's an order. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for us. So it's a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from me. Brap. No, I can't do it. Goodbye.